cancels plans on you. And that response is, wait for it, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zero reaction. It sounds weird, I know, but hear me out. The best response is actually no response at all. When she doesn't get any reaction from you after she cancels plans, it's going to leave her wondering about, one, where she stands with you, and then two, where your head's at about the whole situation. And God forbid she ended up canceling those plans for a non-legit reason, she's definitely going to start to wonder whether or not that was the right call in the first place. Don't swipe away just yet, because this is the most important thing I need you to remember. The more a woman wonders about you, the more she wants you. Because of this, you should never be texting a girl from a place of anger, sadness, or negativity, especially when you're just starting to talk with her. Because if you do so, she instantly starts to associate negative emotions with you and being around you, which makes your chances of continuing the relationship or getting another date with this girl pretty much close to zero. So simply put, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Hit that plus and follow me for more.
Hey guys, and welcome to Dark Arts Podcast, where we go down the rabbit hole to expose the game manipulation in the dating field. Listen, I want to keep it 100 and a buck. The question we're asking is, if she cancels the date, she don't like you. Now, if you've been following us, this is part of our They Like You series, where we talk about whether someone likes you or not, right, in a dating experience. And I want to be very, very clear. I do believe that if people don't reschedule, right, a date that they cancel with you, they don't like you. But that's without any nuance. And I'm going to explain the nuance, the gray area in that space. But the gist of it in black and white is that if they don't reschedule with you, they don't like you. All right? They don't like you. And sometimes that's, rejection is, like I say, rejection is God's protection, as they say to you. But I'm going to break it down for you in 3 easy steps for you, because I think there's some key components in between that are going to be very, very helpful for you. All right. Before we do, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and you click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And that rabbit hole goes very, very deep. First and foremost, I want to say this. I do believe that not saying anything is a mistake that you don't want to necessarily fall into, okay? Because your response absolutely matters. Love that. A response to something where somebody has said, for instance, I'm going to cancel plans, and you just say nothing at all, is definitely not a response that shows that you're indifferent. It shows that actually maybe there'll be a mystery, but most people will interpret as their butthurt. All right. Especially in Western society and culture, when someone doesn't reply to your message, it's like, well, okay, were they busy? Okay, were they ignoring me? Oh, okay, was there an issue? There may be an elicit of mystery, but a mystery doesn't lead necessarily to good thoughts. Who's having thoughts thinking, well, oh, they must have got busy too, and it's so great that we got busy? No one thinking that. Right? Because if they're canceling plans because they don't like you, they're not thinking those things. They're thinking, thank God you didn't message back. You know what I'm saying to you, right? So it's good to elicit, it's good to give a response back, right? So your response is really important. I think a short, courteous response, which is, okay, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Can we reschedule? And I always believe that you should lead interactions. I think when men and women are dealing with each other, I think we should lead interactions. And this is where I'm going to be counterintuitive to my actual title, which is that if she cancels, she doesn't like you. I say that because what I would say is that as a man, I lead things in a way that I want to lead my relationships. And if I'm dating you, I've seen potential in you. I think guys should start dating with that in mind. You're not dating unless you're just trying to date to have sex, and that's completely different. But if you're dating with intentionality, thinking about the future of where you want to go, I think you want to think about, how do I want to interact with this person? Because I want to make sure that I lay the groundwork. But it's not only just laying the groundwork for them, it's laying the groundwork for yourself in future. Because if you practice it with this person, you can do it with anybody else. So what's the groundwork I'm talking about here? I think the groundwork I'm talking about here is a very good, sound, safe, emotionally sturdy response. Thank you for letting me know. I was looking forward to seeing you. Can we reschedule for another date? Right? Can we reschedule maybe for Sunday 3 p.m.? And if she says, yeah, great. Look, I would love to do Sunday 3 p.m. You hold her to it, right? If Sunday 3 p.m. comes and she cancels once more again, right, on you, and then she doesn't reschedule, right, then we have an issue. She don't like you, right? Because you took a leadership perspective. You acknowledged, you understood that she had something had come up last minute or whatever. She said it was an issue, and you rescheduled again. You opened yourself up for it, right? Now, you can only do that when you're emotionally safe. And I don't want to go too deep in it, because I think that's a how question, and we can get to that in another video. I just wanted to say that taking that leadership aspect is really powerful, and it puts a lot more power in your hands by being able to say, listen, the next day I'm free is Sunday. I'm free Sunday, 3 p.m. What are you saying? She may say, you know what, I can only do 4 p.m. Okay, fine. 4 p.m. works for you. And you book it in. Now, if she cancels again, then you can go, I really appreciate my time. I really do take my time. I really do value my time. It's unfortunate we've not been able to see each other. But the last 2 times, obviously, we have not been able to have a time to connect, right? And that's it. It's a time to connect. I'm gonna leave the ball in your hands, from here on out. And I say that because what that does is it lets person know, listen, you can't lie and be like, I don't care, I'm indifferent. If you're going to go into a relationship, I think sometimes when we play the dating game, we play it with such mystery that we forget we're going to get in a relationship. I'm not saying that you should be, crying in tears. No, what we do is what I call like a warm handoff. Is I let people know, listen, I'm a little bit disappointed. I wish we could have gone out, but you know what? I also appreciate the fact that you had to cancel, right? So that's the first time round. If the second time round comes across, I can go, you know what? I'm going to leave it in your hands now, right? And if you really wanted to, you would. And but I'm gonna leave you in better hands than when I came in. I'm like, listen, I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's unfortunate we're not able to meet up, but I will leave it in your hands from here on out. Like, because I've got a bit of a busy schedule. So let me know when you're free. And then I leave it from there. Then I can go about my business. I don't need to talk anymore. Rather than not saying anything at all, because it just seems a bit salty. And you don't want to be in a salty place. You know what I'm saying to you? Not saying anything leaves you kind of a bit salty. And most people are not indifferent. Most people also do not have enough options to be like, I don't care. Most of you don't. So I'm just gonna be real with you. Most of you don't. Okay. All right. So learning how to be emotionally safe within yourself, your response matters. Now you could just say nothing at all, but I do believe that it's about being able to, again, warm handoff with people as well. Part number 2, your emotions do matter to her to a degree. Okay. So when I said about sharing your emotions, it's at the right appropriate time. So for instance, when I said, and I literally have practiced this, so I know this works, right? And because obviously being emotionally intelligent and learning how to also convey your emotions without it becoming something that drags them down as well. When, say, for instance, she cancels the first day, you can say, hey, I was a little bit disappointed. I was looking forward to seeing you, but listen, we reschedule. So I'm excited again. We'll hopefully see you I'll see you on a Sunday, 3 p.m. And she'll be like, yeah. Right. What you're letting her know is that I'm comfortable with emotions, whether it's negative or positive. I'm comfortable to convey them, but I'm also comfortable enough not to be able to make it become such a heavy burden on either of us. Because sometimes what happens is, oh, I don't like the fact you did this, and your tone comes through the energy of the text. And so the way you put the certain words and the function, the putting together a structure of your words, it creates a very negative kind of look, right? And so it's important in that space to correctly be able to decipher, which is what he said about how your emotions don't want to be in a negative space when you're letting these texts know. So sometimes let it breathe. Don't respond straight away. Let it breathe. But remember, your response matters, and also your emotions will matter to her if she likes you. If she don't give a heck. It don't make a difference. You know what I'm saying to you? Number 3 is the obvious thing, which is, does she try to reschedule? So in amongst that, as I said, in the very first thing I said, I think as men, we should lead these things. Say, hey, look, my schedule's open on Sunday, and then see if she will match it. If she doesn't, then and she cancels on you again, then you can let it go, right? But sometimes then what you'll see will happen is, if you've let it breathe and you've allowed your emotions to kind of work through you, she might have messaged you in between that time, in that silent period that you didn't even reply, and she'll tell you, listen, hey, look, let's reschedule. That, and if she does that, she likes you. And I say this because I've experienced it literally. So where I took a little breather. I said, oh, I didn't like that. I wanted to see the girl. I don't lie to myself. I actually wanted to see that. I actually wanted to spend some time with her. She was cool, right? I spoke to myself in a real space, right? And then I sent a message like, hey, no, not a problem at all. I do understand you. Let me know, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. Da da da. And then, boom, she sent a message like, yeah, no worries. Like, can we even do later on? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't. I'm busy, right? But we can still do Sunday. She's like, yeah, no problem. We'll still do Sunday. Why? Because what I did is I offered grace, but also at the same time, I understood that my emotions do matter, right? And because I'm confident in that, and I don't feel scared to tell you how I feel because I'm not afraid of my vulnerability, right? It's a sense of strength. And so now it gives her room also to allow herself, like, okay, he's comfortable. He's not shying away. You know what? Maybe she even feels bad, like you cancelled. And it's like, no, that's cool. Like, don't worry, let's stick to Sunday. So she should try to reschedule. People that like you will reschedule. People that don't will leave you in the dark and in the lurch. But that's enough for today. We're going to love you. We're going to leave you. Like I said, we're going to follow that rabbit hole down the hatch. Listen, I would say be safe out there. Okay. All right. Don't play the games, baby. Listen, if you're going to play the games, it will only backfire on you. Okay.
You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland.